again, his numbers looked okay, but like we can have this argument about how numbers don't translate into wins and losses sometimes. And you could look at Aaron Rodgers in 2024 when he was the Jets quarterback. He had decent numbers. They won 5 games. People couldn't wait to run him out of town. So, like, don't give me Jacoby Brissett's going to somehow win us 8 or 9 games. Don't give me Geno's going to somehow win us 8 or 9. If the Jets win 8 or 9 games next year, somehow by a miracle, it's going to be because a couple of things happen. The defense is lights out, unbelievable, to the level of the Saleh years, or how Minnesota's defense was really good last year. Minnesota won 8 games last year with terrible quarterback play. Or one of these guys has a Fitzpatrick season that the Jets went back and, everyone gets all excited, talks about the Fitzpatrick season. They didn't even make the playoffs that year. But let's use that as the example. The one name on that list that potentially gives you that to me is Derek Carr, just because he's 33, 34. And if he's healthy, maybe there's more of a ceiling with him than any of those other guys I named, but the more likely path is they're not good at quarterback, and that they are at a quarterback deficit at every matchup they have during the season. Is anybody really going into 2026 optimistic that this team is a 9-win, 10-win football team? Even if they have a good free agency, even if they have a really good draft, you can't come off of a 3-win season and say this team is going to improve and become the Patriots of 2026. The Patriots had the quarterback. That's why that turnaround happened. The Commanders had the quarterback. That's why the turnaround happened. The Jaguars brought in a new head coach who changed their entire system and got the most out of Trevor Lawrence. That's why that turnaround happened. The Chicago Bears brought in a new head coach, changed everything. That's why the turnaround happened. They're bringing back the same head coach, a new offensive staff, a new defensive staff. That's fine, but they don't have the quarterback. So even if Reich is good, and even if Glenn does a good job on defense calling plays, you can't go into this season saying this is an 8-9 win team.